In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up this Teton Sports Mountain Ultra 2-person tent, take it down, pack it up, and also how long it takes. Out of the box, this is what you'll find. First, take everything out of this grey carry bag and undo the 2 compression straps. Let me unbox everything else and show you what I got. I got this black tent body, this grey rainfly, this gear loft, poles in a separate carry case, and stakes and guy lines in another carry case which look like these when you take them out. To set up this tent, first unfold the tent body on the ground. This is what the poles, stakes, and guy lines look like, so first, pick up these 2 long orange poles. Now put one orange pole together and place it diagonally across the tent, like this. Do the same with the other orange pole. After that, go to one corner of the tent and insert the end of that pole into the grommet of the tent, and this is what it'll look like. Then go to the other end of that same pole, pick the pole up, arch it, and insert the other end of that pole into the other grommet in the corner. The pole won't be able to stand yet, so gently place it on the ground. Do the same with the other orange pole by securing one end into the grommet first, then the other end, and place it on the ground gently too. And this is what the ends of the pole will look like in the 2 grommets. Also notice that one corner has red webbing, while the other 3 corners have black webbing. Now, pick both orange poles up together and hold them with one hand. At the same time, locate the black pole clips on the tent body and using your other hand, connect them intuitively to the orange poles. Once you've got 2 or more pole clips connected to the poles would be able to stand on their own, and you can go ahead and more easily connect the rest of the pole clips. There are 2 pole clips to be connected to each side of the orange pole, so 8 pole clips altogether. With the orange poles already set up, it's now time to set up this shorter grey pole. Put the grey pole together, then insert it into one of the grommets at the top of the tent, like this, and then lean the grey pole against the orange poles. Then go to the other end of the tent, arch the grey pole, and insert the other end of the grey pole into the other grommet. After that, locate this last pole clip at the top of the tent and clip it onto the grey pole. This is what the grey pole looks like when attached to the grommets, and this is what the pole clip looks like when attached to the grey pole. Next, grab the grey rainfly and look for the red webbing on the rainfly. Then drape the rainfly over the tent and position the red webbing on the rainfly with the other red webbing on the tent body, and this will give you the correct position of the rainfly every single time. Here's a close-up of the red webbing. Before buckling the rainfly up, lift it up first and look for these velcro strips on the underneath of the rainfly to be attached to the orange poles like this. There are 4 of these velcro strips. As you fasten the velcro strips to the orange poles, you can also go ahead and fasten the 4 buckles of the rainfly to the buckles at the 4 corners of the tent. Then tighten each buckle as well by pulling on the buckle strap until it feels secure. After that, use 4 of the provided stakes to stake down the 4 corners of the tent using these webbing loops near the buckles. Then zip each vestibule up and stake the 2 vestibules down, one at each length of the tent. Next, look for these guy out points or loops on the outside of the rainfly for attaching the provided guy lines. I usually use just a simple hitch to attach the guy lines, and there are 4 guy lines to be attached onto the tent. Then guy out all 4 guy lines, 2 on each length of the tent, and open up the 2 rainfly vents at the very top of the tent. And if you have 2 extra stakes, you can also pull the rainfly away from the tent body and stake down the 2 widths of the tent as well. Please help me smash that like button if this has been helpful. I really appreciate it. Altogether, it took me just under 6.5 minutes to set up the entire Teton Sports Mountain Ultra 2-person tent on my own, and here's a full time lapse of it. I usually leave the guy lines attached to save some time. Taking down the tent is just the opposite of the setup, and it took me about 6.5 minutes for the entire takedown and pack up. And here's how I normally pack my Mountain Ultra 2-person tent up. I usually fold the tent body in half, 1, 2, 3 times, because then it gets small enough to fit back into the carry bag like this. But wait, before rolling the tent body up, do remember to pack the rest of the tent in as well. As for the rainfly, I usually just keep folding it in half about 6 times or so while tucking all the guy lines and buckles in nicely. Then I squeeze all the air out until it gets small enough to fit on the tent body. Then I place the poles as well as the stakes in as well and roll everything up. After that, you can use the compression straps to tie everything together. And all of this fits back into the carry bag pretty easily. I'll leave 2 videos here for more info on this tent. One is a rain test on this tent and the other is a complete review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.